Hi, this is Rich Bergen for another episode of Virtual VetNet. Today I brought Tim Coleman here with me from Local 669, and he is here today to talk about some opportunities for our veterans in the Union. Tim, could you do me a favor and tell me a little bit about what's going on over there?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm a veteran to start off with. I'm a United States Marine, and I'm a recruitment and outreach specialist with Local 669, which is America's Fire Protection Union. And we're not lawn sprinklers. What we do is we handle all incoming water supply into the building and the installation of the overhead fire suppression systems. These are life safety systems. So we're in the pipe trades. We have jurisdiction in 48 states, and specifically to New York, we have jurisdiction in all of New York, north of the Bronx.
Okay.
Our local has 15,000 members.
Wow.
We've been around since 1915, and we're part of something bigger. And what we're part of is what's called the United Association, which is the pipe trades. It's an organization that has 370,000 members in 300 locations and has 225 affiliate locals. In New York State, there are 12 UA locals, including Local 112, Local 113, Local 22, which is out in Western New York, and then you have all the bigger locals, which are down in New York State, or in New York City. And, so we're all part of something bigger in the pipe trades, and we all offer what's called apprenticeship programs, which is a combination of on-the-job training and technical instruction. Our program is 10,000 hours of on-the-job training over 5 years and 1,200 hours of technical instruction. So very similar to the military, is that you learn by doing, you're learning through a very formalized process. And our processes in our programs are registered with the federal and the state Department of Labor.
Okay.
And the registration enables us to take advantage of a lot of different programs, such as utilizing the post 9/11 GI Bill as an example. But these registered programs are designed, just like the military programs, they're designed to develop junior military members into non-commissioned officers and staff NCOs. Our programs are designed to develop our apprentices after 5 years into what's called a journey person.
Right.
And that's the subject matter expert. So I'm here to create awareness about our 5-year apprenticeship program, to create pathways so our veteran community here in the Rochester market, they know where to go.
Yep.
Whether it be I want to be a sprinkler fitter or I want to be a member of the other 15 trades, because we're part of even something bigger. And I look at that, Rich, as like in the military you have MOSs.
Yes.
And everybody has a job specialty.
Right.
Same with the building trades. I'm one of 15. There's the carpenters, there's the iron workers, there's the sheet metal workers, the welders, the plumbers,
Right.
The elevator constructors, the sheet metal workers, and then the sprinkler fitters. So we all do we provide different functions on the job site, just like the military members have different MOSs and job functions, but we all work together as one team.
That's terrific. Sounds like a lot of opportunity there. What is the biggest need at this moment, though, as far as the jobs that are available that are out there?
Yeah, that's, you look at, and my hearts go out to anybody that's, we've gone through this COVID pandemic, and hopefully we're through the window, we're out of the breach. We have 98% employment right now in New York State. A year ago, so we go back to early May, the sprinkler fitters in New York State were probably right around 60 to 70% employment.
Wow.
And then quickly, by June timeframe, it rose to in the 80%. All of the pipe trades, United Association, including the sprinkler fitters, we are providing essential work. So this is work that has to be done. We're providing life safety systems.
Right.
We're saving lives. These systems have to be inspected and they have to be maintained. So we're looking for our next generation.
Makes sense.
78% of our membership is over the age of 53. So as the baby boomers exit the workforce, and you're seeing this not only in construction, you're seeing this in manufacturing, in other industries that make our economy work, is is that there is going to be a labor shortage.
Yes.
So we're looking, not only now, we're looking for the future to really to plant these seeds. But there's a lot of exciting things that are coming to this Rochester market. And we're busy. We're working. Like I mentioned, we're at 98% employed in New York State right now. And we're just not even into that construction season that really takes place in upstate New York as the summer begins and extends into the fall.
Right. That'll even produce a larger shortage for you. I can
Yeah,
tell.
yeah, and we're staying ahead of the game, so we're not, we're not hurting. We're looking for our future.
Good,
We're looking
good.
to train and develop, and similar to the way the military has their work, their manpower planning, is that we're thinking long term.
Wow. Speaking of training and so on, I just wanted to find out if there's any special qualifications that people are going to need when they come to talk to you about these different programs you have.
Our basic qualifications are GED or high school diploma.
Okay.
Have to be 18.
Okay.
If it is a veteran that's coming into our program, they have to have an OTH, other than honorable discharge, and they have to pass a drug test, and they have to pass a physical. They have to be physically able to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
The things that we look for, where we're a fit, is overhead fire protection systems.
Right.
And you think about, okay, what does that mean? Well, all you have to do is look up.
Right.
So from a 3-foot ladder to potentially 200 feet in the air on a lift, that's the work that we do. It's overhead. So if someone has an issue with heights, then the sprinkler fitters, maybe the iron workers,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some of the other trades are not exactly the right fit,
Right,
because of the height requirement.
Right.
Our contractors, and we have thousands of signatory contractors in 48 states that we represent the workforce, the unionized workforce. They are bidding on opportunities and jobs that maybe today are in Rochester, but once they complete that job in construction, we go to the next job site. And maybe that next job site's in Batavia.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that next job site's in Brockport. Maybe it's in Auburn. Maybe it's in Geneva. So being able to get to that job site becomes
critical.
Very critical.
Right.
Unless you're in a large metropolitan area like New York or Portland, where I do some work, where you have this vast public transportation system and a tremendous amount of work.
You need a car and a license.
Yeah, and that certainly helps, because what you don't want to do is get into the position you did a bunch of work in Rochester, and then the next job site is in Batavia, and it's like, well, I can't get there.
Right.
Our contractors have company vehicles as well. They do ride shares, as well. Can you count on that 100% of the time? You don't want to. You want to be able to have that reliability and plan for that.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So one of the programs that you made mention to me prior to you and I sitting down here together today was the Helmets to Hard Hat program.
Sure.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a not-for-profit. So the Helmets to Hard Hat program has been around since, I believe, 2000 and 2012,
Mm-hmm.
and has introduced over 35,000 veterans into the building trades. And the building trades, again, encompasses 15 different trades, from the carpenters to the iron workers, the pipe trades, the sheet metal workers, and then the sprinkler fitters.
Wow.
It is designed specifically for the construction and building trades, but it is a not-for-profit. It is specifically for the unionized building trades.
Got it.
And the advantage of this program, the Helmets to Hard Hats program, it's a national program, is a military member, once they're registered, gets direct entry into these apprenticeship programs.
Mm-hmm.
And once a veteran goes on this website, they're going to find that they have access now to all the 15 trades, not just the sprinkler fitters. And when they're on there and they get direct entry, they also get a meritorious promotion.
Wow.
So that's more money
great.
in the veteran's pocket.
Right, that's
so
great.
It's like coming out of boot camp, where I'm going to graduate boot camp as a E3.
Right.
So they're going to get meritorious promoted. That means they're making more money from day one right off the jump street.
Perfect. Yeah. So I want to talk about something that's a little unusual. As far as transitioning veterans, people that come out of incarceration and so forth. Where does the union stand with that?
Yeah, I mean, you look at what does the union stand for at the base of what organized labor stands for. We stand for social justice. We stand for representing the underserved. And that's our roots when you go back to the Industrial Revolution, when 9 and 10-year-old women were working in these mills,
Right.
and
Yep.
working 70, 80 hours a week, and they didn't have any safety. Is that, well, it was unions that stood up for those people. And today we have OSHA, we have child labor laws, we have the weekend. So when it comes to individuals that are formerly incarcerated, I work with transition programs.
Right.
23% of the women and men that are in the building trades have priors. They're prior felons. We don't judge. And you'll find that in our application process, that's not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say we drug test. I know that they're making some things legal in the state of New York. We follow the federal code. We don't play games with that.
Mm-hmm.
You
Right.
think of being a crane operator, or you think of being an excavator, where you're working with multi-million-dollar pieces of equipment. You're hundreds of feet in the air, and
Right.
and just like the military, the woman or the man that's a member of your union is on your right flank or your left flank, and they need you to be squared away. So we don't judge, but you're here to get a fresh
You're held
start.
to a standard,
You're held
too.
to a standard. Yeah,
Right.
it's no joke, and we don't play around with that. Yeah.
It's necessary.
Yeah.
I understand it. I mean, it's a lawsuit waiting to happen if you don't.
Yeah, and I'll make another comment is that this is not easy work.
Right.
We're outside in the elements. This is not for the individual that wants 3 hots and a cot.
Mm-hmm. Right.
If you want to work and you're going to work hard, then this is a great opportunity. And you look at someone that, maybe they made a mistake in the past. They went around the block a couple times, and now they're at the point in their life is, hey, it's go time.
Right.
That's an individual that we find a lot of times becomes the most loyal union member, the best apprentice, the best journey person that's out there, is because they have it right here.
Right.
And that's what our contractors want.
Yep. They have a mission for success. So
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
So while we're talking about the hiring process, I also want to interject really quickly that we have a training process here at the Veterans Outreach Center that would be able to help you along the way.
Sure.
I know that you are tied with many other organizations for certifications and so forth, but we do offer OSHA training here.
That's great.
And we can do that. We are very easily integrated in the OSHA construction area, OSHA 10 and all. And we want to make sure that you all know that. We are also able to do classes coming up here for first aid, CPR, AED, those types of things
Sure.
that would be a necessary person to be on the site. So hopefully we'll be able to provide some of that as far as helping you all out in your mission here. The last thing I wanted to talk about really quick, though, is the hiring process.
Sure.
I shouldn't say the hiring process. The process, the step through on how to go about contacting you and taking it from there.
Yeah, we're going to put my contact information up as a slide. But Rich, I'm a veteran.
Yeah.
If there's anyone that comes out of the VOC, just like the soldiers and the Marines that you have introduced to me in years past,
Right.
that I hand walk through our process so they don't get overwhelmed. And they went on and have had and are in successful careers right now.
Yep.
So
That's
that's
a
my
fact.
contact information. There is a process that's in New York State where a prospective candidate has to register, and they register, and typically if someone is not a veteran, so spouses of veterans, we welcome them to participate as well. There is a process for non-veterans where they're going to have an interview opportunity 4 times a year. Our next interviews coming up are in June.
Okay.
But a military member comes in, they can bypass that as long as they're registered in our system, registered with helmets to hard hats, that they get into the direct entry program.
Perfect.
So a lot of information on this podcast. We're going to put my contact information up there.
Yep.
And all the veteran needs to do is reach out to me, introduce themselves, and say, hey, I work with Rich at the VOC. Can you help me? And I'm like, that's what I do.
Perfect.
That's what I do.
Well, everyone here just now heard an ideal way to get involved with the unions and to
Yeah.
make sure that they can participate on any level.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad you came to see us today, Tim.
Yeah.
I appreciate the time you've taken. And this is Rich Bergen and Tim Coleman from Local 669. And want to say thank you to our vets, one and all. Have a great day.
Yeah. Hoorah. Thank you.